We are still waiting to see. Let's see if Faiza is gonna. Hi, Faiza. How are
Hello.
you? I'm
I'm
so
good.
happy to have you. I'm so excited. I know you're very busy, so hopefully you share with my viewers because you're busy of having an intern. So, how are you? I'll let you introduce yourself to my viewers. Some of them are seeing you for the first time, and then we'll move on from there. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name's Faiza. I'm a undergraduate student. I'm a rising junior studying mechanical engineering at Rutgers, and I'm interning at Rockwell Automation.
Wow, wow. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. And and what major are you, Faiz, again?
I'm sorry?
What major are you? What
Mechanical
engineering?
engineering.
Your mechanical engineering. So, Faiz, I just want to, if you can share with my viewers. So, how did you start your STEM or this career? When did it start for you to be in engineering? If you can share that with my viewers.
STEM, I think I've always known I wanted STEM because I liked science. But engineering specifically, when I took my first coding class, and then
Yes.
I saw you could do more than just you could apply science and not just learn all the discoveries. So I feel like that was kind of my breaking point. At that point, I wanted to be a software engineer. But then
Yes.
eventually, when I got a little exposure to the hardware part and the building part, I felt like that's where I would flourish more, and I'm trying to
Yes.
go down that path.
Wow. Wow. And when was that when you thought about pursuing engineering? How old were you roughly?
Um, I'd say like 16.
About 16. Wow. So, and the other thing is, I think pursuing science, engineering, any of this STEM, it comes at different levels, right? For example, mine came a little bit very late, and I always encourage everybody of my age that you can still pursue engineering. You can pursue, STEM at any age. So it's very interesting that it's really spark about 16 years old, right? And some people it also spark as early as 5, 6, 7. You can see them there. So did you guys have, or your mother talk about engineering on the table when you're having lunch or when you're having dinner? Did that happen?
To be fair, I know a lot of South Asian, like completely Asian communities want their children to be doctors, lawyers, engineers, and
Yes.
engineering never really came into the picture. It was always being a doctor or being a dentist or something in the medical field. And eventually, when I did see that, yeah, fine, I'm good at bio, I'm good at science, but when I saw that I was better at math than I was at biology, something wasn't clicking. As far
Yes.
as my parents mentioning it, not really. Them
Yes.
being first generation, I'm a first generation student, so
Yes.
they didn't have the privilege to complete their graduate school or even their undergrad. Um,
Yes.
Certain life circumstances. So they didn't really know that part. They did know engineering exists, but
Yes.
we just never got exposure to it until high school brought the whole engineering picture into my mind.
Wow. So who would you consider as your role model who has really like shaped you up to where you are today? Would you think of someone as a role model or not? For me, I didn't have a role model. Even when I was at college, I didn't see someone like me, someone who looked like me, someone who has pursued, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And it was very challenging. Sometimes I doubted myself. I wondered, will I even make it? And also considering at the point when I started my engineering, it was very challenging. So, would you think is your role model for you?
To be honest, I really can't think of a role model. The only thing that actually pushed me towards STEM is I excelled in my classes. I didn't have any
Yes.
practical experience and I didn't get that community until like college. But before
Yes.
that, I did have a girls who code club in high school. So that
Yes.
was a little more inclusive. They were all females. They all wanted to do something with STEM. And so felt like that kind of pushed me like, oh, there are other females that can also do it, which means you can too. So I
Yes.
think girls who code club and then going into Rutgers, there is a huge community to support women in STEM. So that is definitely a push factor. I got my lab experience, I got my company experience, I got so much just from Douglas Residential College, and that was definitely a breaking point in my career.
Wow, that's so interesting. So, what would you say to a girl growing up right now? How should they think if they want to pursue science, technology, engineering, and mathematics?
I will say that there's a lot of social pressure because growing up, females are taught, "Oh, you're so pretty," whereas a guy, that you'll tell them, "You're so strong." So it's like from the
Yes.
very beginning, there's that distinction,
I'm
and
like, what is the prettiness got to do with science, engineering, and mathematics? You know?
yeah, and then like your dad would be working on a car or fixing something, and your brother would help and not you. So they
Yeah.
already get that exposure to begin with, but don't doubt yourself. If you want to do it, there's nothing in the world that's there will be challenges, obstacles, everybody, some people will tell you you can't do it. You just got to push away those thoughts. Just believe in yourself. Again, like we talked about, we need to find a community somewhere where we're heard, somewhere or somebody who encourages us. And when
Yes.
we are feeling doubtful, we're humans at the end of the day. Sometimes we do feel doubtful. So if you have even your parents, if it's your mother that you're close with, be like, I really want to do this, but I'm scared. I'm sure she'll reassure you. And if you have the privilege to surround yourself with friends or teachers, even teachers, I like some of your STEM teachers, when they see that they also go in meetings with just male teachers, they would probably like to see more female STEM teachers too. So they will definitely encourage you. And again, do well in your classes and you'll be fine.
Exactly, math and science. And again, most people fear about math and science, but guys, we do science and math in all other courses or other careers. So I don't know where this notion of saying, oh, engineers or scientists, it's hard. I don't get that part because all social sciences, all physical sciences, every career, they go through math and science. So I don't know where this notion comes from of saying it's so difficult. Guys, this career, it's a very lucrative career. It's a very cool career. This is where you are given an opportunity to fail. You are given an opportunity to drive your desires in whatever you are given to work on. So I think it's a very cool career, and we're really encouraging girls, boys to pursue this science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So Father, my last question is, what are your most challenges? Maybe if you can share with my viewers, have you ever had any challenges to a point where you are right now?
So I feel like I don't know if this is everybody who goes through this, but in college, you're kind of discovering who you are. And there's always that, what am I going to do next? Should I do this? There's so many doors that open up to you, and I'm completely lost. Is it grad school? Is it industry? Is it so many other things that you can choose from? There's a billion clubs. Do I choose this one? Do I choose this one? There's choices that you continuously have to make, and that is
Yes.
the hard part for like my career development. I
Mm-hmm.
will say that if you are debating between a technical and non-technical, a STEM and a business career, this is like the cool thing about it. If you choose something in tech, you can always go to a managerial role. But if you start off in business, you can't go to the technical route. So there is that one huge advantage. If you're smart
Yeah.
enough, if you feel like you're capable enough, go for STEM.
Yeah.
And if 10 years down the road you're tired of your tech job, great, you can go into management. So that is
Exactly.
one huge plus to that. In terms of social struggles, um, yes, I will say I don't want to sugarcoat it. I was not prepared coming into a class full of guys. But to be
Yeah.
honest, when you do your research on colleges, try to find colleges that have a good female to male ratio when it comes to the student body. Look at the demographics, see if
Mm-hmm.
that culture is good for you. Rutgers is very inclusive, and a lot of my male peers, they've never made me feel left out. Yes, they talk over each other, but I think that's
Yeah.
just that assertive dynamic. And you also have to push through sometimes. And always, there will be females in STEM, your professors, anyone, find that community, find a good supporting environment, and you'll flourish there.
Yes. And Faiza, you have a question. I don't know if you can see it.
Um, what field in mechanical engineering would you like to specialize in and why? So, I'm still an undergrad. I'm a rising junior, and I'm telling you, everybody like is asking you to make that decision based on, okay, what is your next internship going to be? What are you going to do after graduation? And that those big questions are like, oh, life deciding questions. But people keep telling you, like, at least that's what I've heard. You are
Yes.
not obligated to stick to one thing. And I think as a
Mm-hmm.
product of being young, you can jump around because you're in that phase where you learn quickly, you pick up on things. So right now, as if right now, I will say I don't have a clue, but I do like the manufacturing aspect, like the manufacturing industry so far. But I do
Yes.
still want to explore other industries and see where it takes me.
Wow. No, thank you so much. So I'll give you 1 minute. So what can you just encourage the girls coming up one more time? What would you say that want to pursue engineering?
Guys, if you find something interesting, go break it apart and see how it's made up of. It's cool. I remember this one time, I borrowed a pen from somebody. It was an ink pen. So we used to use pencils before, and that was our transition into an ink pen. And I was like, how the hell does this work? And I borrowed it. I went to the bathroom and I opened it up, and then I couldn't put it back together. So it was
Yes.
broken. But like I understood how the ink is pumped up and then it goes through a pipe and then that's how you're able to write. But it was broken. I did get in a little bit of trouble with that, but definitely like go for it if you see something. I also, if you have the money, like the financial means to do so, I've bought certain stuff like electrical stuff and looked up YouTube tutorials and worked it out. I feel like when you're young, and that's like you're opening into, I don't know how this works, but I'm going to figure it out. So that
Yes.
builds that problem solving mindset from a young age. And that is something that even like little girls can do. Go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much. You just nailed it. Thank you so much, Pfizer. Hope to see you again. And yes, thank you so much for having you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, so you guys, that was Pfizer. Thank you so much.